Tribune Offensive Player of the Week, Darren Watson of North Andover. The super sophomore almost led the Knights to a massive upset. They lost in OT last week to Tewksbury, but Darren did it all, rushing for 150 yards, catching passes for 42 yards, and also throwing a sweet 28-yard TD pass. Darren, what was your highlight of the week?
Highlight of the week was definitely the pass to Jake, my quarterback, and thought we should have got the win, but still happy for my team. Come out this weekend, hopefully, to beat Lawrence.
That really would have been a big upset. Tewksbury near the top of the statewide rankings. You guys are coming off a tough performance against Haverhill. Really brought your A game to take them into OT. You look back, hey, it's great we played so well, or does it hurt like heck we couldn't pull it off?
Yeah, it does hurt. It does hurt a lot. I wish we would have got the win. It would have been so much better, but I guess we have to move past it and try to get the wins for the rest of the year.
What was different last week that you guys really put it together to throw such a scare into the room?
I definitely think our offense and our line, we brought it a lot harder than we did the weeks before, and we got a nice push and stuff like that. And our fullback Will Tesla, he really opened up holes for me too.
Did Darren, was that your first career 100-yard game at the varsity level, or have you had one before?
I think I've had one before. I'm not sure.
You're not the biggest kid in the world. A young sophomore, 25 carries against a team that hits like Tewksbury. What'd you feel like after that game?
I was very sore. Very sore.
When did and how do you push through that? I'm sure you're probably sore after the 12th carry, and you got 13 more carries to go.
I just kept telling myself, like, got to do it for the team. Got to do whatever to win this game.
How'd you guys get past the disappointing loss to Haverhill? A lot was made of it, a lot from the Eagle Tribune, quite frankly, with your brother transferred to Sean, the big star now for the Hillies, and Juka Morales transferred, and you guys really didn't play particularly well. How'd you put that in the rear view mirror and play so well this week?
Well, we just have like a rule, the 24-hour rule. Whatever happens that night, you just got to look by it. Even if we win, we lose, we just always have to look by it. So we were ready for the week after.
Did you give any thoughts, Darren, to transferring to Haverhill like your brother?
Nah.
And what was the trash talk like that week, during the week, after the week?
Yeah, it's always trash talking with them.
And how about, now what do you consider yourself? I had a lot of success as a young hoopster as well at the varsity level. Are you a hoopster who plays football, a footballer who plays basketball?
I'm a footballer who plays basketball.
Like it, and where did that love of football come from, where it's near and dear to your heart?
Well, it came from my older brothers. I've watched them play like my whole life, so I just always wanted to get good like them.
Did you realize, geez, I wasn't quite, didn't know how good your older brother was, did a little Google work, and I go, wow, the Watsons come from good stock. I think it was 1,500 yards the Lynn item had credited for, Shriner's game and all that. Have you heard the stories, or did you see him? Were you a little too young to?
No, I went to like every game. I knew he was that good. I always try to be as good as or better than him. I just try to work every day.
Is he the off-season coach? Is he the mean guy who's forcing you to run at 6 in the morning so you can kick some butt?
Pretty much, yeah.
And you said Lawrence around the corner, so you guys are coming off 2 straight losses. You're 1-2. What are your thoughts going into Lawrence for an important game for playoff implications?
Just to get the win and play tough.
And what are your goals? Do you go into a game hoping to get 100 yards rushing or score a couple TDs? Or?
Nah, I just kind of hope what my team does, and I will follow along.
Okay. Darren Watson, one of the top young prospects in the area, North Andover's super sophomore. Defensive Player of the Week, Chris Barcelo of Pelham High School, definitely made history in the 3 years we've been doing this. Chris, you're the first guy who didn't appear on our preseason preview. can only go with the names they give us, Chris. So he goes from unknown to one of the state's top defensive players in the division. Chris, what did it mean to get the win last week and snap that 15-game losing streak dating back a couple of years?
Well, it just felt good winning, and just to break the streak felt awesome. Just nothing better than winning.
And yeah, a tight one, a lot of drama, 19-12 over Guilford Belmont. Look at these numbers. Here's why Chris won the honor. 6 solo tackles, 3 batted balls, 2 forced fumbles, and 3 sacks. Chris, you ate your Wheaties that day. What was going on to be wreaking havoc in a J.J. Watt?
Well, I was just in the position to make plays, and I just executed. I just did my job, and that's what happens when you do your job.
What is the key to you putting pressure on the pass rusher? Is it a quickness thing? Is it a strength thing?
I just try to get off the ball as fast as I can and beat my defender.
Do you get the sense when the game is going on that everything's clicking and you
Yeah.
really are?
Yeah.
Is this just par for the course? I know the week before you had 2 sacks. Are you just having this sort of season, or was this one of those games?
Well, I'm just having a great season this year. I'm just trying as hard as I can, trying to make plays.
What would you do in the off season to get ready for this season? Just a junior, so sometimes you don't expect a junior to be dominating the way you are. Anything? Was it a big lifting thing? You go to camps? How'd you lift your game?
Well, Coach got me in the weight room a lot, and I worked hard in the weight room, and I conditioned a lot, and that's how I got ready.
Are you coming off a big sophomore year? Do you start or letter, or how'd the sophomore year go for you?
I started on defense sophomore year, and I did pretty well there, but I'm definitely having a better year this year.
What's the height and weight, Chris?
I'm 6'2", 180.
Okay. And are you, so 180, not the biggest kid in the world?
No.
Are you deceptively strong? What's the bench press?
Well, I'm looking at a little bit over 135, 175-ish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Coach says though you're a pull-up guy and all that stuff. You got a nice rivalry game this coming week with Sanborn. What are your thoughts on playing the neighboring rival?
We just got to execute, do our jobs, and we should shut them down.
And now I noticed, just going through some archives and stuff, Chris, you've been playing the game a long while. What's your football background?
I've been playing ever since I was a little boy, first grade, and I loved it ever since.
And when you were a little kid, were you a dominant figure, or did you get your butt kicked pretty good?
No, I had to work my way up from when I started.
You see any varsity time as a freshman, Chris? I noticed you were listed as like 5'11", 140, so that could be tough. Did you see any time?
No, I didn't see a lot of time. I mean, I went on a few plays here and there, but not nearly as much as I do now.
You broke the 15-game streak. What makes you think you guys can keep it up, and it's a new era in Belmont football?
We just got to work hard, listen to Coach, do what he says, and execute our jobs.
What's it like getting Coach Babayan back after several years on the sidelines, him jumping back in?
Nothing better.
You enjoy playing for him?
Yeah, he's the best coach ever.
Chris Barcelo, one of the dominant defenders in New Hampshire small school football.